welcome to this Plan With Me video where I will be setting up my bullet journal for 2021 and January. I'm just starting by writing in my name, which is Nana by the way. Hello, I'm Nana. And then I am setting up a very simple cover page. I am working in a Dingbats black dog dotted notebook. And I'm just starting by drawing this duck that is meant to look like the duck on the cover of the book. And then I'm writing in the year, which is 2021, and fixing the beak, and that is it for the cover page. Then I'm moving on to my future log, which I also use kind of as a year at a glance. And I'm setting up 3 months on each page, so I have plenty of room to write down all my plans and important dates. I don't know if it's a bit optimistic to have this much room to write down all my plans considering the year we just had, but I am optimistic and I do hope to have lots of plans in the new year, so I am making sure that I have enough room for that. I used a sort of bluish greenish fine liner to put a line between the months to put some color in this spread, and then I'm using a gray fine liner to draw in the shapes of the months. I messed up with May. I got the shape a little wrong, but I fixed that off camera in a bit when I add all the numbers for the dates. And now I'm just writing in the months. I'm using a Faber Castell Pitt Artist fine liner. I think this is size 0.5, and I'm using a sort of faux calligraphy to make the writing look a little bit fancy. After writing in all the months, all I have to do is add the numbers, and here they are. And I fixed May, so that has the right amount of dates, and I also added in the last part of the year. Now I am doing my goals page, and I'm keeping it really simple. I'm just writing in the word mål, which is Danish for goals, and then I have plenty of room to write down my goals. I actually don't want to have too many goals because I think that is distracting, but maybe I'll use the bottom of the page as a sort of review on how I did with my goals instead of filling in the whole page with goals. And now I'm writing a letter to my future self, and I'm not gonna go into detail about what the letter says, but it basically just says that even though I have these goals and expectations for the new year, I don't want to feel like a failure if I don't achieve them, because the most important thing is that I have tried and I have made progress, and the very most important thing is that I have taken care of myself. After writing the letter, I am taking this small cute brown envelope and gluing it into my notebook, and then putting the letter into the envelope. The paper I wrote the letter on was actually a little too big to fit in there, so I just tore off a little bit of the paper and then it fit perfectly. Under the envelope I wrote "Do not open until end of year", so I'm just sealing the envelope with a bit of washi tape. The next page is a self-care page, and I'm doing this page because whenever I want to do some self-care things, I have a tendency to always buy something or eat something. Usually it's buying snacks and then eating them. So I really wanted this to be sort of an archive with ideas for self-care things I can do that won't harm my finances or my health. And so far I have go for a walk in the woods, read a book and drink tea, do yoga or meditation, and being social. And I'm hoping to expand on this list throughout the year so I can have a nice long list with self-care ideas. If you have any suggestions for nice, easy and free self-care things you can do, I would love to read about them in the comments. doing a daily routine page. I work from home as a freelancer, so it's just really nice to have this timetable of how I would ideally spend my hours in the day, so I can keep myself accountable for when I should be working and when I can take breaks. I put in an hour for drawing every morning because lately I've been feeling like I don't have enough time for that, so I really want this window that is specifically for being creative or drawing or painting. And then if I don't have a lot of jobs or assignments to do during the day, I can spend more time on drawing, but even when I'm really busy with work, I want to have that time for drawing. I'm not filling in the evening because my evenings are very different from day to day, so I just put a few dots and then put the time I would like to go to bed. And then at the bottom I am putting in a quote to remind myself that even though I have this timetable, it's also okay to not stick to it if it's not working for me that day, and to be flexible with my hours. The last of my yearly pages is a wish list, and I'm just writing down the word ønsker, which means wishes, at the top of the page, and then I have the rest of the page to write down things I want so I can remember them for Christmas and my birthday. And now I am doing my first monthly cover page for 2021. I just wrote in the title off camera because I thought I was gonna screw it up, but I didn't. I think it turned out really nice and really cute. And the theme for January is gonna be stars and constellations. I chose this theme because I really wanted something that had this new year, new beginnings vibe, but wasn't too New Year's-ish. So I didn't want to do fireworks or champagne or confetti or anything like that. And I thought this stars and constellation theme really had that vibe. So on the cover page, I'm drawing in all the constellations for all the star signs. I'm not really into horoscopes, but I think the constellations look really cute. After drawing in all the constellations, I'm adding little stars all around the page. These stars are really simple. The ones that actually look like stars are really wonky, but I like that look. And the rest of them are just dots and crosses and odd shapes, really. The nice thing about this theme is that it's actually really easy to do if you want something that looks really aesthetic, but you don't want to draw too much. The constellations are a bit tricky to get right, but I think they look good even if they're not exactly right, and all these stars is just placing them randomly around the page, and that makes it look like a night sky with lots of constellations on it. On my calendar page, I am actually doing 2 calendars. On the left side, I'm doing a small visual calendar so I can quickly see what the month looks like when I flip to this page. And then on the right page, I'm doing a calendar list where I can write down all the dates and plans I need to remember. I'm doing the list in 2 parts, so I have one side for personal plans and one side for work plans. I actually have a separate bullet journal for work stuff, but I like to just have like the big deadlines and things I need to remember in this bullet journal, because this is the bullet journal that I always keep with me. I am adding some more constellations to the page. The one on the left of the mini calendar is Ursula Major, and the others are just sort of made up constellations. Then under the mini calendar, I'm writing down my goals for the month and my achievements for the month, so I can look back at not only what I wanted to achieve that month, but also what I did actually achieve that month. Not necessarily in relation to those goals, but just any small successes I might have had throughout the month. Now I'm using a dark blue fine liner to mark where the weekends are on the calendar lists, so that is just easy to spot. And then after marking them, I'm drawing them in with a dark blue colored pencil, so they're even more easy to spot. And also I am using the dark blue to add some color to this theme because I thought it was turning out pretty black and white. And as a finishing touch, I'm just adding more of these wonky stars and crosses and dots to give it more of that night sky look. Moving on to my trackers, I'm starting with my habit tracker, and I'm doing this a bit more visually than I usually do by drawing a big star in the middle of the page and then drawing mini calendars at each point of the star, and then I'm going to track a habit in each of these calendars. And I'm using my dark blue fine liner again to add some color to the page. Once that is done, I am writing habit trackers in the middle of the star, and then I am writing what habits I'm tracking above the mini calendars. And this month I'm tracking getting fresh air, working out, being sugar-free, being meat-free, and drawing and painting. I am again using the blue colored pencil to highlight the little titles so they pop a little more, and then I'm adding the numbers and moving on to my expense tracker. I'm just writing down udgifter at the top of the page and then sort of putting a line under that with another made up constellation. I'm writing down date, category and amount, and then at the bottom of the page I am drawing another constellation. This is a real one, and if I remember correctly, it's called Draco, but I might not remember correctly. Using my blue fine liner once again to draw the lines for the tracker, and it's done. Now all I need to do is add all the stars again. And I know I don't have a very long expense tracker. I don't track my bills or my rent or all the big expenses like that. I have an Excel sheet for that. So this is just for all the smaller expenses I have throughout the month, like groceries or miscellaneous things. And I'm really trying to keep those expenses to a minimum. So usually this half page of expense tracker is enough for me. The next page is kind of like a brain dump page, except I call it a notes page, but it's the same idea. It's just some pages for writing down anything I want to or need to write down. So any thoughts or ideas or inspirations or random things I want to write down, I write it down on these pages. So I'm also keeping it very, very simple. I'm just writing notes with this constellation font that I also used for the cover page, and then I'm adding in all the little stars. And then it's time for my first weekly spread of 2021, and I'm starting out strong by messing it up. I didn't want to include the last days of December in this weekly spread, and then for some reason I thought January started on a Thursday, so I made 4 days instead of just the 3 that I was supposed to. But I fixed it later, and you will see that as well. But I am using the rolling weekly, so I have all the weekdays on the left side of the page, and then I have a rolling task list or to-do list on the right side of the page. And because I only have half a week on the left page, I am just gluing in this black piece of paper to add a bit of interest. And then once again I am drawing in all these little stars, and then on the black piece of paper I'm drawing the stars with my white gel pen. And that is it. I'm just doing a final flip through now, and if you're still watching, I just wanna thank you so much for watching this whole video. I'm hoping to do plan with me videos for all of next year, so if you would like to see what I do for the rest of this journal, you should consider subscribing. That would make me very happy. And also I'm sorry for my head being in the shot all the time. This is my first time, and hopefully I will get better at not showing off the back of my head. But thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day. Bye!